Hey there everybody, Kaye here. We got a little bit of a breeze picking up. Remember that beautiful sky we had yesterday? Well, they were busy at work. A lot of streaks I noticed when I was coming back from getting a tarp. Because guess what? I am getting this year's load of compost. Well, it's not just compost. It's got some compost in it, but it's garden soil. I just want to take these 4 bags of raised bed and raise the level of soil in the first raised bed there. I just want to point out, I know a lot of people are concerned about whether or not the soil and compost and everything that you buy is organic. Well, if it's got chicken manure in it, it's not organic because chickens eat everything. But this is Whitney Farms. I just wanted to point out that soil designed for raised beds garden to grow all types of plants, contains kelp, alfalfa, and bone meal, and earthworm castings. So, I mean, obviously it's got more than that in it or there wouldn't be any dirt, right? So, hopefully that's all that's in it except soil. BJ, are you gonna help? Can you carry this wagon over, please? I could use some help. Hey, can you help? I've got my sweatshirt. This is a great sweatshirt, by the way. You ought to order one. Gotta order one. I'm getting a phone call. Talk to you in a minute. Good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. Just wait and watch. Wait and watch, okay? Stay right here. Stay here. Come here. Come here. That's coming right over that. Good, come on. That's the challenging part, is that stuff that's stuck right over the top. Still stuck.
It's getting there.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Where's everybody? How come they're missing this, huh? This is the most exciting thing that's happening today, right? BJ, are you excited? I don't think you got clean from yesterday. Your fur's kind of dirty there. You might want to look at that. Kind of dirty looking. Well, it seems small, and I was hoping it would be further back this way. But it is what it is, and it is where it is. So, what do you think? Do you think it's in a good place, BJ? BJ, do you approve? Okay. Is that approval? Okay, then she says it's fine. Okay, I just loaded up these sandbags, and what I've been wanting to get done for ages is get this tarp up. I'm so sick of looking at this tarp, and Randy has inspected it. He said there's holes all in it. It's not going to be good for anything other than folding it all up, maybe using it double. Say hi. Say hi. This is BJ. Wait, yeah, BJ. Well, picking up where I left off yesterday. First, let me say, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I live on a little over 9 acres in the country in Tennessee, which is my home state. I was in California for a very long time, and I've been here for 2 years. So welcome. And welcome to my journey here to build a sustainable homestead here, where I can survive if the grid goes down. So yesterday, we were in the process. Randy and I happened to come. We talked like at 3 something. He was on the way home, and he said he could come up for a couple of hours, and I said, fantastic. We were going to get rain today, which we already did. And I wanted to get the large tarp up off of the side of my yard. It's about 100 by 50, 100 feet long by 50 feet wide, and it's very, very heavy. And the wind picked up, and all I had were a few stills. Just after I texted my neighbor and I said we could really use an extra set of hands, or a couple of sets of hands, because this thing was like a sail, and it was billowing up with the wind getting underneath it, and it was billowing up about, I'd say a good 15 feet. And it was all we could do to hold on to it. You know, he's at 100 feet away, and I'm on this corner. Anyway, the wind died down. He and I managed to get it folded over. All of a sudden, my iPhone, which is relatively new, it's not a new model, but it's relatively new, it just froze. The screen froze, and I didn't know, what the combination of pushing buttons was to get it to work. So I got no pictures. Randy and I walked the one end down to the other, and we got it folded. It wasn't neat like the one that was done last year by 4 guys, but it was okay. And then they showed up, and I was so grateful because that thing weighs a ton. I don't know how it's at least 100, maybe it's 200 pounds. I don't know how many pounds it is. It's very heavy. And the 2 men lifted it over. They put my dump trailer up the back of my 4-wheeler, and they just laid it in, and it went down. And the 2 girls came along. So the 5-year-old rode rode along with her dad, and Kip, who did my roof, if you saw those videos, they drove it up and put it behind the shop, because where else do you put things on a big property? You put it behind the shop. So just kind of gotten that cleaned out, and then they went over to get the other one. There were 2, one that's half that size. And so they're both back there laying on pallets. It would have been so great to capture that with Kip driving his daughters around on the 4-wheeler and just doing all of that. But you'll just have to imagine it. We are getting like 18-degree weather tonight. I had moved all of my firewood out here because I wanted to clean up my sunroom, which I did a while ago. And now it's going to be 18 tonight and cold tomorrow night. So we're probably going to lose all the blooms. Both of my peach trees were loaded, and I have lilacs over there that are blooming. I don't know what's going to happen from all of that. And I've got all of these wildflowers that I wanted to pick while they're blooming. Okay, the first thing that we did when Randy got here yesterday was unload my truck, which had 30 bags of compost in it. It had been in my truck for a few days, and the bags were heavy because they had gotten a little wet on the lot over at Lowe's, and I was really glad to have his help. He suggested, and I was so glad, to put a whole row 3 bags high behind this mound. Now this is not actually compost, this is what the nursery calls garden soil. And it is topsoil, sand, some peat moss, some compost, and manure. And Randy thought it was horse manure. And I hope he's right, because horses only eat grass. Well, cows only eat grass too, but horse manure is just better. So I should be in good shape for the whole growing season, and if I need more soil, I've got a huge mound, a whole truckload of topsoil down there that never got used, which I had delivered last year. It's been covered up. I grew potatoes in it last March and April. I had wanted to get this mound out of here so that the plants would have a full chance to bloom, but it just didn't happen. Now, as you can see, the cats are going over there, and there is poison ivy all along that hillside. There was huge poison ivy growing up this tree, but you see that vine on that tree? That is poison ivy. Well, the hairy one is poison ivy. There's also the English ivy. And look at the size of this vine over here. Both of these were cut some time ago, which kills it, but it doesn't mean that you don't still get the oil. That looks like a hairy one, so I am pretty sure that's poison ivy. This is behind the shop, okay? This is where everything gets stashed. And I did have all the wood taken out, and it's over here getting soaked. But, you know, this is just where you have to put stuff. So this is where it's going to be until further notice. Maybe I'll even sell these, because I'm not sure that I'll use them again. And I could sell them. They do have small holes, but you could double it over. They could absolutely be used. Are you satisfied? What about you, Spot? You need to look around. What about you, Tiger? These three are always hanging together, and it's Patch. But she, BJ, was definitely beating up on Patch yesterday, so she had to spend a little time in the garage. Let's see what's left tomorrow. Oh dear. Yeah, I just feel like I made a huge mistake planting the potatoes in that shallow spot. I'm gonna have to replant, I'm sure. Just want to go over here and see the side yard, okay? You want to come with me? Okay, this cistern is holding at about that level, and everything else is leaking out. Okay, so this is how it looks without the tarp. All the dark area was covered up. Of course, it was wider than that. It went all the way out to the light. We rolled it in, and rolled it in twice, actually. You can see. And Randy suggested putting the sandbags around the hazelnut bushes to see if that would hold in some water and get them to grow better. What do you think? You think the sandbag trick will work? Huh? Yeah, I don't know either. We'll see. Anyway, I was supposed to hook up a hose today, but my hands are freezing. I'm going to get the wood, and I am going to get a fire built. See? See? I have a stream here. Everything that comes in leaks out past that level right there. This is my willow tree that I was supposed to move and never did because it's too close to the cistern. I've still got water coming off this hill and winding up right here in this spot like I always did. And what happens is it goes right over here and then it goes right down there. But basically it comes in this corner. So I've got this side already packed with sandbags, and I'm going to pack this side too. And maybe we'll try to modify this trench a little bit. The water actually used to come down right here in a stream. Actually, I don't see that now, but it's still coming down. I just went and cut the lilacs. I'm going to take them in and put them in water. And I cut the last 2 daffodils. That's what's going on at the homestead. Thanks for joining me. I hope you subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey. What are you doing? That Spot. Where's Spot? Where's Spot? They want to go inside because it's cold and wet.